the bicycle on February. So it was my way to buy the bicycle, and that's the system. I was forced to save, and suddenly I received a credit for anything I needed, right? So when we discovered these systems, what we did is transform it to a more logical system. It's learning from this local system to make it something more efficient, something more financially logical. So this is the same system, but if you see it, it's more logical. It's like you can save the money you want. It's not fixed. You can ask for the money whenever you want it. No, depending on a lottery. You can make it bigger than 12 people. Yes.
Do you create money?
Interest rate?
No, that's having you mentioned.
Yes.
Project for 5,000.
Yes.
You cannot make a leverage like create money. Like, okay, I have 5,000 and I will finance for 15,000. No.
The interest of the people is ready to give more money.
Yes.
This is the starting point. So what people will do here is the best investment is in our own members. This is our best investment. And I promise you that it's working. And people pay interest rate here. Probably he will pay 500. And normally, for example, groups start with 1% per month because it's very easy to calculate, and the money is getting back to us. So we're giving a high rentability for the money. That's what people.
What happens to the money? Is just added to the total amount, or is it paid back to the people?
Every December, at the end of the year, depending on the shares you have, you get. It's like a company. You have with 1,000, you have 20% of the company. No?
What you need this money for, or you just ask money?
What do you think? Imagine you create a group.
Depends how much.
Do you think it's important or not? I would say in my group, depending on the money, for 1,000, no problem. If you ask for 30,000 euros, I will say, I need a business plan. I need to have more details. No? But people will say it because we own the money, so we want to see the investment. But for 1,000 euros, like I want to buy a motorbike or whatever, I don't, it doesn't matter.
And you can reject the
Depending also on if you have collaterals, I don't mind. Depending, no? If there are collaterals, if I want a credit of 30,000 euros, how much money do you have, Mark? I would ask you, 6,000 here in the fund.
Yeah.
Can you have people in the group that can be your collateral of the 100% of what you're asking for? Then I don't mind if you don't pay. No, we already have the money. We already have your money.
But what is the advantage of being a collateral? Because you have more risk. If I
Yes.
give you some money, I have more risk than if you ask money to do.
Well, what would you say? Which is the advantage of being a collateral? This is a good question. Al? Not for the group, but for the person. You're saying it for the person. What would you say? Why would you be a collateral?
If you trust the other person.
First, because you trust. Sorry? Yes, because you will need a collateral afterwards. And you will say, do you remember that I was your collateral?
But then,
That's the personal.
this only makes sense if the group it's not that big, no? Because if I don't know each member of the team, then it starts not making.
It's a good way to start to have a group of 6 people or 7 that you know each other. But afterwards, the important thing is that there are people who can be your collateral. Maybe you don't know the other people in the group, but if they are your collaterals and they trust you, and the group, in general the group, they want you to pay. But if you don't pay, we will keep the money of you 3.
You can lose your friends also.
Yes, you can lose your friends. That's true. That's true. Yes.
Friends.
Yeah.
I would personally
I will tell you the other way around. Mixing not friends with money can make you friends.
And make you friends.
Yes. You can build trust. That's my case. I created a CAF with some friends who were not that friends, and as it is working, I can trust them. So we are building trust with money. And the normal thing, it's a very Catalan way of thinking is, and I tell you because I'm promoting these groups. People say we cannot mix money with friendship. And I tell them, money is there. And maybe friendship can make us not depending on banks, for example, and can make us win money. For example, I'm earning 7-8% of my money invested here, which banks don't have. I'm taking profit of trust. I'm taking profit of friendship. It's difficult to, it's a new way of thinking, but it's working, yes.
Is there a time limit?
Sorry?
Is there a time limit? If I say I'm going to come in and invest, right? Or is there a specific time I have to invest in this kind of scheme fund? Or can I come just invest for a month? See, I come in, I want to 10,000 pounds a euro, and I put in 1,000 and I take my 10,000.
Yes.
Once I'm done, I take out my 1,000 out.
Depending on the group, they will accept it or not. No? On the statutes, the group will make a status, and that's what we assess them. I would say be careful with that, because some people, there's a place you give 10 and they give you 100. A lot of people will come. Be careful with that. So normally it's a system not different from JCI, no? That which is the control. You ask for a credit, you have to. There are 3 people that will recommend you, or maybe when you ask for a credit, they will say, "Do you have collaterals?" And people will say, "I'm not your collateral because I don't know you already." You have to wait a little bit to build trust, no?
But at the end, you end up with having the money somewhere, no? Where is the money? So.
Kept? What's going to happen? When we start a group, normally when you start a group, there's 5,000. Let's just start today. That happened in the JCI EB, no? It's the name? Empresaris de Barcelona. First day, they put the money. They started with 100, 200. Okay. Hello, today we have 5,000. Who needs the money? And no, not me. No. Maybe I will ask for 1,000. Maybe we'll ask. And people will say, come on, ask for the credit, because no, we want rentability. So the money went out the first day. Where's the money? In the hands of the people. What's going to happen? That's what I was trying to tell you. Probably this he will pay in 4 months. This person will pay in 10 months maybe. More interest rate, no? 1%, that's 20. Now to make it very simple. This will pay in 2 months, and he will pay in 3 months. So next month, what's going to happen that we will have in the box 750, 850, 1,350. This is coming from more because there's the interest rate, no? 10, 5, 15, 20, 30, 50. These are benefits, pure benefits, no? Depending on the shares you have. At the end of the year, the more money you put there, the more money you will get.
You give the money back with the interest, that a piece of the interest is also yours, because you have distributed proportionally. You know what I mean? So every euro that we put there,
yes.
I have a share.
10 euros. 10 euros a share. Yes.
Yeah. The interest of 50 euros is distributed on the proportion of the...
It's very easy. 50 divided. How many shares do we have here? Which is the benefit per share? 50 divided per 500. That's... No? So each share wins 0.10. You have 10, you win €1. It's very easy, it's like a company.
Imagine in some time you have more people as stakeholders that people
Yeah, that happens a lot of times.
The money is there, but you are not earning it.
Yes, that happens a lot of times. That's even in very low-income community, and that's something that I was telling you that I have to convince you. But I promise you that normally after 6 months, very, very low-income people, but also high-income people that do this, after 6 months there's too much money in the box. Too much money in the box, because 1% per month, that's 12% per year. What do people do then? What do you think? Some people put it in a bank, but they will save banks. If we put 1,000, at the end of the year we will have 990. This is a bank. We don't like banks. Investing it, the first thing they will do probably is that they will say, maybe the interest rate is too high. Maybe we have to lower the interest rate. And you will ask people, if we lower the interest rate, will you ask for money? And people say, maybe. No? That's going to happen. And probably what's going to happen that people will think of investing the money in other places. Together we can invest it in what, for example? In shares, commodities. People are buying houses, for example. People are investing in the stock market together to learn about the stock market. I'm talking about low-income people. I remember like 3 months ago there were low-income people telling me, we have too much money. We have too much money to invest. And because I went with a bank, I work with banks a lot. I work with a bank, and we went. Later I can tell you about the business model, no? But we went my business model. But we went with a bank, and the bank was saying, hello, we have credit for you. And they said, we don't need credits. Do you want a credit? I can give it to you because we have extra money. And they were saying, what can we do? What do rich people do? And I was telling them, they go to a stock market. Is that difficult? And I said, it's not that difficult. It's a bit risky, but not difficult. So we went to the stock market together. All the leaders in the CAFs, we have like 50 in Barcelona. We went to the stock market. And they were saying, we want to invest, no? And it's changing a lot of things. And what we discovered, and back to the efficiency, what we discovered is that if you mobilize the money in the community, there's enough money, and we don't need banks. For a lot of things, we need banks. For investing, we don't need banks.
But the money is stored somewhere.
Yes, a lot of groups put the money in a bank, but just for, yes. But some banks, it has happened, maybe the last time we met, it didn't happen, but more and more banks are coming to me, no? And they are saying, something's happening here. There's a lot of money there in there. And they were saying, you were saying that low-income people or middle class or entrepreneurs were not interesting for you. Now you're interested, no? Why? Because people are doing this through internet. People are creating more groups. For example, in my group, there's people that I don't know. In my group, we are like 40 people. And we are like, in the group, 10 entrepreneurs, I would say. The others are only investors, and we are thinking of taking them out. Because we need more entrepreneurs. We don't need money. We have too much money now. We need good entrepreneurs, trustful entrepreneurs. Yes.
Typical 10% of your money, the money, the liquid available you have that the normal people puts.
Of all your money, I would say that 5%. So people still keep the money in their banks.
Yeah.
But for low-income people, some of them, they have here 60%, 70%, because they don't go to banks. They hate banks, because they know that having your money in a bank gets your money out. You're losing money putting the money. Low-income people in general, or middle-class people, a lot of middle-class people, if you save in a bank, in the long term it's okay. But if you have a current account is the name, probably you will lose money having the money in the bank. So they are thinking that it's not.
And the other thing, 2 questions. One is every month you need to put something. So
there's a rule? Every month you need to put money
No.
in or no?
No.
Just when you want, you put money in.
Yes.
So the thing is like a normal share. So if somebody wants to put every month and you are not putting, your percentage is getting lower,
Sure.
lower.
Sure.
So then you get in the mood of I need to put money because if not I'm losing
Sure.
percentage.
Sure.
So that's quite dangerous.
Why?
There's a limit in the group or something like that.
The limit normally is that they don't want anyone to have, for example, more than 50% of the, because they don't want the owner. No? But probably they will limit the shares, the selling of shares. That's going to happen. And they sell shares. If you want to get out, you sell your shares to someone. Depending, you have to negotiate. You say, I buy it for 10. Or someone will say, I buy it for 10, okay. And someone says, I will buy it for 11. No? Okay. Because I think it's... Yes. Yes.
What do you think is the biggest advantage of this system for, let's say, for society or for the individual? Okay, it's a different kind of
Yes.
investment.
Yes.
But I think you want, it's not just that you eliminate the bank and you say, okay, the money stays in the people.
Yeah. For me, there are two things very important. It's based on the first for the people. One is that you get a high rentability for your savings and investment. No. Second is that you have access to credit when you need it, something that we don't have in Europe right now. No. Very quick access to credit without a lot of questions and without a lot of. So the intermediation, you're getting the intermediation of banks. Banks are giving you 1 and are charging you 6. What you're doing is, we don't need this intermediation anymore. It's not efficient anymore. We don't need them. We can take it ourselves because it's not difficult to manage. So that's the thing. We're telling banks, you're not useful anymore.
And you're playing bank.
We're banks, yes, but traditional banks are not useful anymore. That's my message. The other day I had, I don't know how many banks together here, and I told them, your model is, it's from the last century.
Have you had any bad experiences? I mean, you ever told people?
Yes,
Bad experiences?
yes. The bad experiences. One, maybe you will say this is similar to JCI, no? One is that people just don't meet. Like or they don't meet, like we don't go to meetings and we don't take decisions. So they delegate the decision in one person only. So it starts to fall down, no? The first year or 2 years, it's like, yes, but after 2 years, it's like, this is very easy, it's working. So, yes, the morosity is, I think we have, in 7 years in Spain, we had like 3 cases of morosity, and groups give more than 700 credits per year. So it's not a big problem, because the pressure is very big. So that's not a problem. The problem is that the group, the shareholders don't decide things, and it starts to melt. No? The other one is when there's a leader that's too leader, and starts to control everything, the decisions, the bugs, the money. That's dangerous. And we still don't have, we haven't had cases already, but it's going to happen probably, of someone who takes the money. But when someone takes the money, that means normally you can take 10% because the rest of the money is in the hands of the people, so it's not a lot that you can take. We discovered some people who were doing how to say the accountability. That we change the model and we say every month someone does the accountability, because it's very easy, like money that's in, money out. It's very easy. Because in the past there was just one person controlling the accountability, the accounting. Just one person controlling the accounting. That's very dangerous, because he's tried to make the accounting. Yes. No, and everything was matching, but he invented credits. So what we did is that we just make it more transparency, but by everyone being the accounting and everyone learning. So it's
When you say the money is in the hands of all people, you can't take more than 10%, right? But then how can you have quick access to the money? Because I initially thought you said there's one bank account where you keep all the money in there.
some of the money because
So that £5,000 there, in the middle of that circle, where would that be?
in the hands of the people.
In the hands of people.
Yes, the first month it will be in the hands of 4 people, not in the hands of everyone, but in the hands of 4 people. But they will start returning the credit, and they will have, by the returns of credits, we will have 1,350. It's very probable that people will buy shares here. It's continuous in the groups. You will see it all, in YouTube there are a lot of videos, and you will see that people are buying shares. People will buy 35 shares probably. And there will be a new member coming with 200. And that month we will have 1,700, 1,900. And we will give 3 credits more here. So this month we have 1,900 euros. Who wants the credit? And Maria will say, I want the credit. No, Maria, you already have one. So when you finish your credit, you will ask for another one. So they will give 3 credits again. So the money keeps on turning and turning.
The money actually goes from the accounts of the people that are members directly to an account of the person nominated.
Yes. Normally, in the beginning, it's a box. It's a box. And afterwards, when they see that there's 6,000, 7,000, they say, let's open an account. Yes.
If this is your idea, and there are so many different groups that applicate your idea, how do you control that everybody's acting as the idea itself?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and that has been worrying me for the past 6 months. What happened? I started when awards were coming, TV, and that's why so many people are here.
Are the best ones.
I was once in a conference and someone said, do you have this model in Andalusia, which is in the south of Spain? And I said, no, we still don't have groups there. And there was a guy who said, I have a CAF we have a registered mark called CAF, Comunidad Autofinanciada, Self-Financing Communities. We have it in Spanish and in English. And he said, I have a CAF in Granada. And I was like, how? No, I discovered it and I did one alone. And in the beginning I was scared because I was like, come on, it's my property, you know? Will you copy it? No. And I told him in the beginning, you have to tell me. Come on. And he said, I don't need you. No? But I said, I have to visit you. I have to know what you're doing. And I wondered it was working because it's not difficult. It's like you can go to Lithuania and do it yourself without my permission. You know, you don't need my permission, and you don't need my advice. It's so easy. It's like the tontine. Who owns the tontines in the world? You know, methodology. So I changed my brain 6 months ago, and I said, well, maybe this is an opportunity because it's expanding more and more. No, it's expanding more and more without my control. And I was worried, but then I thought, if people are copying it, it means that it's a good thing. No? So I think, how can I take advantage of people copying it? No? So what we decided to do is to create a movement. No? A movement. And because my dream in the beginning was to be very efficient and it was not fighting against bank, I promise. It was taking people out of poverty by their own means. But not only that, but helping entrepreneurs in the world, making them be the main actors of their development. That was my dream in small groups. So JCIs all over the world where people were helping each other. That was my dream. So my dream was becoming true. No, by people copying. So what I decided to do is to create a social network of people doing it, so we can exchange ideas. And then a new idea came up, which I'm working in. That is, the CAFs are joining together, and I remember once that people in the group said, "Why don't we ask for products together? A PlayStation, for example. This is happening with Sony, no?" People are saying, who wants to buy a PlayStation? Sony says, if we are 1,000, we can get lower prices. No? Sí, una central de compras. No? A consumer I don't know. But if we are calves and more calves and more calves, for example, the other day I was in Telefonica, talking to a big boss in Telefonica, and I told him, we have 4 million people in calves, members. Is that interesting for you or not? We're in 53 countries, no? As far as I know, we are 4 million people. I don't know. But as far as I know, we are 4 million people. So, and it's getting bigger and bigger. Are you interested in getting to these people? Which is the profile? They're poor people, middle class? And I said, I don't know. There are people who are doing banks themselves. And they know each other, and there's trust in the group. And they communicate each month, and now more and more. So we created, there are so many things we can do together. It's social networks, it's 2.0, no? So people are, I'm interested in people copying it now. And people are exchanging ideas. There's some problems that one calf can fail. In the beginning, I was also very worried about that. I thought it was my mistake. You know? When I introduced the methodology, it was like, it's a big failure. And normally it was, who founded JCI? Do you think is he alive already? No, still? Maybe in the beginning, if a chapter failed, he felt responsible. But now he will say it's a problem of the people if it fails. No? We try to give the methodology. The methodology is online, it's easy. You can do it. If you fail with the money, it's your problem. It's your money. It's your decisions. Do whatever you want. You failed. It's okay, but one group fails. So in the beginning I was scared, and I'm not scared anymore. No? Some people say, no, I was in a cave and there was a problem because there was one in the group who was controlling everything. And I said, you permitted that or not? You knew it. So it's your fault or it's my fault. I told you that's normally a problem. But you know that in a group if someone takes all the control, you know that. You're not kids. No? So in the moment we are now, it's expanding more and more, and we're trying to control it technologically by doing two things. One is, I'm going to make some publicity. We created a platform called WinCommon. WinCommon is a new platform we are trying to develop now. It's starting now. It's a platform where it's going to be an iPhone application, no? Where you can WinCommon, click, no? And you can do your. It's called do your own bank. Create your own bank with your friends, no? And it's an application where you can create your own banks, and it's a management tool. And also there's a social network where you can be together with people who are doing the same model in your city or doing other things. So that's the idea. Maybe, I think we're running out of time. Yes, no, it's okay. I really prefer to be not a lot of people because we can have this discussion, but some more, we run out of time, or one or two more questions or comments?
My question is, what is the money most used for? Is it all kinds of things from PlayStation to a new kitchen and the car, or?
Yes. The problem we really have is that we don't know the information because people normally don't ask for that. My intuition, because I know my own group and some questions that I ask to people, is that